Can you guys hear me now? I am so sorry. I had to close that window and come back. So I'll have to edit these and merge them together. Yeah. Wasn't that interesting? Bullshit ass people. Um, but anyway, I pretty much said what I wanted to say. So, it doesn't matter because there's nothing I said that I'm ashamed of. It's all what I really feel. This is designed to get women in a political mess. And Illuminati's trying to shut you down. They might be. I don't give a fuck because it's not gonna stop me. Believe me, I have plenty of other avenues to talk my shit, and I don't have to be on YouTube to do it. So that's just the way it is. Um, so that's what I wanted to say about that. That's I think if they really wanted to, in the Miss America organization, wanted to really reflect what they're talking about this evolving and this cultural revolution that they claim is going on, they would work on attracting bodies that are different than those tall, thin, willowy little girls that they've been having up there since forever. And they would get women who are size 14, 16, Asian. They would do something that was different, um, as far as the physical, um, appearance of these women goes, instead of just focusing on the traditional look of women. But anyway, that's one part of what I wanted to say, and that shit pissed me the fuck off. And I'm probably not finished talking about that. We'll probably revisit that. But let me talk about some other stuff that came in. Um, oops, that came into the channel. Some people posted some questions, so I want to address these too. Um, this young lady wrote in her comments up on the wall, and she's like, "I don't know if you can help me or not, but I never thought I wanted marriage because I have a negative opinion about men. I never wanted kids, but now I'm 40 and I have a lot of therapy and address some issues. For the first time ever, I'm not drowning in self loathing. Congratulations. I will always be affected by some events in my past, and while I've been stable for a few years, I still know depression and PTSD will always be something I'm managing. I don't want to be a dumpster anymore, and I don't know what to do. I still get asked out and approached a lot, but I don't know what to say about my past. People want to know why I never married or had kids. My instinct is to tell the truth, but when I do this research, most women who are actually happily married seem to suggest lies and obfuscation. But what lie can explain why a relatively pretty, successful woman is never married? It's true I didn't want it, but it's also true that because I had deep-seated issues. Married people do too, but you don't get points for knowing that you would be a bad wife or mother. People judge you for not participating. How is it not obvious I was sleeping around and that I had low standards? And would any man be okay with that? I would appreciate any guidance. Okay. Yes, honey, we're gonna revisit this. Trust me, and I'm not gonna do it on YouTube. I'm gonna do it in another format. Um, young lady, you ever tell a man the truth about who you fucked, how many people you fucked, or where you fucked them. It's none of his goddamn business. Even if you get married, you don't tell your husband that shit. He don't need to know. All he needs to know is who you fucking now, which is him. And that's all you should ever just eliminate this fantasy of the truth from your mind. Why in the world do you think that you would need to unload your entire past to some motherfucker you just met a couple of weeks ago, a day ago, or 10 weeks ago, 10 years ago? Why do you need to do that? How is that going to benefit? Think about this in reality now. How's that going to benefit the relationship that you're building with this man? How is that going to make the two of you closer? How is that going to make your relationship more passionate, more what you call it, committed, more anything? Where is that gonna be a benefit to you to do that? That's what you did, I guess, while you was doing all this, you had a lot of therapy and you addressed your issues, as you said. That was the environment and the forum under which you should have been doing all this truth telling so that your therapist could help you, resolve the issues that were surrounded that and made you do those things. Okay. That's the only person who should get the truth. Your parents don't need to know the truth. Nobody needs to know the truth. Your best friend don't need to know the truth. Not no nigga need to know the truth about you. That's none of their business. Okay. So that's one part. Now you don't say what you got the PTSD about. You leave my mind to kind of just go off on a tangent, but that's your personal business. And I don't need to know that really. I just, because you've dealt with it. That's all I care about. You took the steps to handle it. Okay. So good job. Does when people say why a relatively pretty successful woman has never been married? What the fuck is like marriage, something that is a requirement? Why do you think that you have to give them an answer to that? So they say, well, how come you never been married? Because I haven't. That's it. That's all you have to say. Well, but you're so pretty. Yeah, I am. Well, didn't no man ever want to get married to you? That's my puppy dog look. You know how puppies turn cock their head to the side and look at you crazy? That's what I do. And I just look at them and that's a blink. And then I say, okay, well, anyway, when's the last time you went to Jamaica? I love it there. Blah, 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 blah. I'll change the subject to talking about something else. Because, you want to say what's you asking me about some other man. Okay, why are you asking me about what some other man did? What's that got to do with you, nigga? What is that? You in competition? Next you're gonna ask me, was his dick bigger than yours? I mean, what is this? What is this line of questioning where you want to compare yourself and what I'm doing with you to what happened to me between me and some other dude? Where does that even make sense? See, I flip that shit around on them and make them feel stupid. But you don't ever have to answer any kind of question where they're getting too personal all up in your business like that. They don't need to know what you was doing with your pussy and who you was doing it with. That's none of his business. And if you want to, you can even say that. What I did with my pussy before I met you is none of your concern, sir. That's mine. I decide that all issues with my coochie. That's me. It's like you decided all issues with your dick. You don't see me asking you where it's been, so don't you be asking me. And that's it. If you even want to say all that, you don't have to. Like I said, you just look at them. Like, are you really asking me this dumbass question right about now? I'm in a bad mood. I just realized I'm just in a bad mood. So me answering this kind of question, I'm gonna be like answering in my asshole way right now. Um, you had deep seated issues and you feel like that's why you didn't get married. Maybe you just didn't meet some motherfucker worth marrying. You know what I mean? I mean, you gotta have some. You want to be tying your life and your money and your body and your time and everything else to some man. That motherfucker better be on hit on every way possible. So I mean, if you really feel like you have to answer him, just say, because I never met anybody that was worth me tying my wagon to like that. I was about to be mixing up my money and my life and my family and everybody with them knuckleheads. Nuh-uh, not happening. And then just leave it at that. But like I said, you don't really have to give them any answer other than because I'm not and because I didn't. That's the only answer they really need. You say people judge you for not participating in marriage. Well, you could do like how the brothers do. You know how they do? They say, well, why bother getting married? Because, just flip it around on them. I'm telling you, that's the bullshit I do. Why would somebody want to get married anyway? With this a 75% divorce rate in the black community? Don't seem like marriage means too much to people these days. And, I was reading some article and they talk about how much men cheat. It's like 90% of men cheat. I'm not trying to get in a situation where I'm going to have my heart broken so somebody's cheating on me like that. I mean, what's the point? What's the point? I just like, doing what I'm doing. So, I mean, just flip that shit around on them. Because that's all the stuff that they say. As far as you having low standards and any man being okay with that, fuck them. Okay. They just, they'll sleep with some $10 hooker with broken out teeth and her hair is like an inch long and ain't bathed in a week and they'll still fuck her. So you don't worry about any of that and you don't need to tell them anything. What you have done and the person that you have become and that you worked really, really hard to be. You've put a lot of energy into improving yourself. I commend you as more than you that I could ever say. But you don't feel bad about your past, because your past and you coming to resolution with it is what has made you the woman that you are today. Be fucking proud of who you are. You've come a long way, and you've like left all that stuff behind, and you're like embracing a whole new future. Love yourself for who and what you are right now. Stop looking behind you and trying to beat yourself up because of what happened, and thinking that you have to share all that pain with the new people in your life. You don't have to do shit with them. Don't tell their asses nothing. That's something you need to leave that back there, because that's why they call it the past, because it's supposed to be behind you. Don't keep turning around looking at it and, bringing it with you, packing it on your back into relationships and stuff like that. Put that shit down and say, it was, you got me where I am on right now, but deuces, I'm out. And just move forward with your life. Don't keep, focusing on that stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just I'm in a bad fucking mood. That's just what it is. I'm telling you, that stuff that I heard earlier today just really just irked me. Okay, now let's talk about this next one. That was one letter. Okay. Then this next lady, she says, "Can you please educate this for me in an upcoming?" Okay, I think she meant, oh, okay, elucidate. Okay, she used a big word. "I seem to attract really broken down and out guys. Why is this? What messages am I sending out?" Most men are broken down and broke. You dealing with brothers, the ones who aren't broken. Okay, they're either going to be broken down and broken, or they're going to be just broken, because it's really, there's some kind of really weird issue going on in the minds of a lot of black, I think, like the majority of black men these days. There's a lot of self-hatred going on, and this angst where they're being violent and abusive towards women. Okay, so those men are broken, because if you don't feel good about yourself, you're going to mistreat other people in your rage, because you hate yourself and you lash out like a toddler towards other people to make them feel as bad about themselves as you do about yourself. So that's the majority of dudes here. So the odds of you running into a guy like this, we just talked about this last night on the video about internet dating. So the only, one person pointed out, it could be your location, that you're in an environment where it's economically depressed, and a lot of people, both male and female, are in that mental and psychological state of being broken, because they just don't see a way out. Everything is a struggle, and that's in certain communities, it's like that, in which case you can get out. Why do men hate women? That is a whole video. That's a whole video. Um, so the other thing is that a lot of young ladies, and you have to think on you, because this is all she said, y'all. I don't have nothing else to go on. Um, a lot of young ladies come from a place where they've been programmed and socialized to be giving, to have this energy of uh, being a ride or die, of having men's back, of being somebody who uplifts the man, to hold him down. All this kind of mentality where you feel like you're in a relationship, that you are there to make him better. Like your job is to mold his clay and to support him and encourage him, do shit for him that he should be doing for himself, and all this kind of stuff. You're like being like some kind of surrogate mother to these dudes. Now, if you now, like, this is something to think about. You might have that energy and not even be aware of it because of your early socialization. I talk about this a lot, and this is um it's unfortunately the way a lot of young girls are programmed. And I pointed out to parents, even you start the shit with your daughters, there's even an unspoken behavior when you guys have a family dinner and the boys are outside playing, chilling, relaxing, playing videos, the men sitting on their ass watching sports and talking shit and drinking, the women are in the kitchen cooking, and you make the little girls come in the kitchen with you and serve plates to the men. So you're teaching them by what the way that you making them behave, and the what you're modeling for them, that they're not as important as men and boys, and that they are there to be to serve them and be a help meet and to meet their needs and to sacrifice their own needs for men. That's what you a lot of you guys have that mentality in your head. And you haven't really sat back and examined why you feel the way that you do about men, you know. So I'm just throwing these out there for just some things for you to consider, because like I said, I don't know you. And you didn't give much information. This is a 2-3 sentence comment. And so from that, I have to try to, you know, figure out what could be going on. Um, Someone says, I just had an epiphany. They won't take responsibility for how they abuse us because they see us as more privileged than them, hence the jealousy. Oh, yes, that's very true. They even say that, the women have more privileges. I'm still waiting for this list of what the privileges are that we have, though, because, they say that it's like a general thing, but then they don't really, provide you any real factual narrative to back that up. It's just, this vague charge of some kind of crime. And but I want to see a list. Where's this list? Where is it that women have more privileges than men? Give me a side by side comparison. And if you can do that, I might believe you. But right now, I say you're full of shit. And no man yet has been able to prove that what they're talking about is true. So that would be something I would really think about. Are the area you're in, is that where the majority of people are because of the economic environment, joblessness, lack of education, homelessness, drug abuse, this kind of stuff, poverty, that might be a contributing factor. Or is it your early childhood messages that have you in a state of mind where you look for men and think that your role in their life is to help them, instead of you helping yourself or your man helping you? So think about that and then get back to me, okay? Um, and then this is the last one. This lady, she says, I'm a 46-year-old who is 15 years divorced and a single mom of one. I'm happily single. Yes, they're trying to take us down a peg. Of course they are. My question concerns my daughter, who is about to turn 18 in a couple of days, and she's headed to college in the fall. Of course, college is the time when kids get to experience life without parents. What simple advice or rules could I give her that will keep her safe and help her identify trickery in young men? She has very little dating experience. I know most guys in that age range usually only want one thing. Thanks. Scared single mom. Love your channel. Wow. I'm writing a book that I've been writing for like 3 years. It's probably about 75% finished. I wish I had the energy to finish it this summer. Um, and it's called Surviving College Boys. It's mostly finished. I really should do that. Um, but in there, I go through a lot of the issues that young girls face as they go transition from high school and, basically a childhood protected environment to being on their own in college. A lot of these universities do an orientation where they give the girls these pamphlets to talk about, carry a whistle, don't go anywhere late at night. If you get assaulted, do this. And if you think, you're at a party and this, you try to give them some guidelines for safety. But what they all neglect to do is turn around and tell all those young men, don't fucking rape girls. Don't put shit in their drinks. Don't fuck with the girls. Leave the girls alone. See, they don't do that. So that's something that you need to do a little investigation before you send her off to your school. They have there's colleges and universities are supposed to report, what is that law? The Megan law or something. But anyway, there's a law that colleges and universities are supposed to report the statistics of sexual assaults and other kinds of violent crimes to the federal government every year. So you can check, you know, somewhere on the internet and find out what the rate of those kind of things are at her university. Then you put some shit into place. Over the summer, you might have to get your daughter some pepper spray, some mace, some stun gun, something that she can have it with her when she goes. You teach her that, to kind of chill on the frat parties and the drinking, because the boys will try to, fuel you up with alcohol because it reduces um, your inhibitions. Be on the lookout for guys trying to circle you and push you away from the crowd. It's like they try to put up this wall where people can't see what's going on. And, they tend to be taller and bigger than the girls. So stay in the center of the room where you're visible. Don't be leaning up against the wall or going to any corners and stuff like that. Yeah, it's really something. I mean, college these days, I mean, when I went, it was just, fun and good times. I mean, there was, some monkey business, but not on a scale like it is today. Tell your daughter too that the best thing that I can tell her is something that one of my cousins told me. When I would go to parties, they had those like athletic bottles, the ones with the top that you pop up and drink your stuff, and then you push the little top, or it has a little cap or something. Bring your drinks in that. Don't drink nothing at the party that they have there, especially any punch or some dude saying, "Let me get you a drink." Oh no, motherfucker, I got my shit right here. And make sure your tap is a thing, and don't you sit it down nowhere. Don't you hold onto your shit at all times if you really want to drink something. That's how you do it. That's how I did it all through college. I never drank no open cups, no open drinks, no open beers, no open bottles. I don't give a fuck if it's champagne. Deb had her thing, and I'm toasting with this, and I never had any problems. But um, it's sad that you have to tell your daughter all this. Is kind of puts a damper on her fun. The opportunities of having this, innocent college experience and more fun. But it's just, you gotta put some shit into play to protect yourself. Then your daughter also has to make sure that she sets it down with rules with her roommate. Don't be letting all these different dudes up in the room. She want to be like, my boyfriend spend the night. No, bitch, he's not. He don't pay no bills up in this motherfucker. You want to go somewhere, you go to his place. He's not coming here. When I want to wake up in the morning and see, my half of the room, I don't want to see his hairy ass in here. I don't want to hear him snoring. I don't want to smell his feet. See, that's an infringement on your daughter's rights. I didn't, I was only in the dorm for less than a year. And then my aunt and uncle got an apartment. And it was a 3-bedroom like condo. And so, I was the primary holder of it. So I had the master bedroom, but the other 2 rooms were rented out to other girls. But I set down the law. If any motherfucker come over here, they not staying the night, they better be gone by midnight. And they're like, well, that's not fair. It's very fair. This is my shit. You don't like it, get the fuck out. You know what I mean? Don't be telling me what's not fair. You go to his house and fuck us. You can stay there for a week if you want to, but he's not staying here. When I get up, if I want to walk around in my t-shirt and my drawers, then that's what the fuck I want to do, and I don't want to have to see your boyfriend with his dick in the bathroom. That's not what we not having that. The place was very nice, and so it's like, no, my aunt and uncle didn't pay for this shit to be having no hairy motherfuckers up in here pissing all on the back of the toilet and stuff. No. So the other thing that she should understand is that, yeah, they can expose you to some bullshit, right? Because they want to be running all around and doing all kind of wild bullshit. That's fine for you to do that, but you say you're not involving me in that. I'm not going to do that. Tell your daughter if she has to be on campus and cross any, pass it late at night, to call for a security guard escort. Every campus and university has them. A lot of girls go, oh, well, it's just a short distance. I could just make it by myself. Don't do that. Don't be stupid. And another thing is, okay, I already talked about the drinks. God, they're gonna be coming up talking about, they smooth. A lot of these little dudes been fucking since they 12. You know what I mean? They are smooth. They have older brothers, uncles, and stuff that taught them much game. Your daughter, they're gonna see that she's like brand new and don't know nothing. So they're gonna come in there, oh, you so beautiful. Where you from? Oh, I like this, I think I'm in love. And her not having any dating experience, she gonna fall for it. So you got to tell her right now. Any motherfucker that talking about they love you, don't believe him. Because remember, he's a student. And if he does claim that he loves you, what's that supposed to mean? What, you guys supposed to live happily ever after and you 18? You know what I mean? Let's have a reality check here. And don't Don't read letting her fill her head with all them fantasies about a relationship and this being the quote, the one and all this stuff. 18, 19, 20, 30-year-old men are hoes. That's all they are. All they think about is pussy. So she needs to have that as a reality in her mind. Like, you are easily exchangeable for the next woman at that age. They don't think about nothing. They think with their dick. And where their dick takes them, that's where they go. And that's about the best advice I could give her so she can protect her heart and mind from these boys. Don't be getting all wrapped up. Focus on your school. There's plenty of time for men after you get your paper. Okay, you get your paper, then you get out of school, you get your greenback paper, and then you start worrying about what niggas always got to say. You got to protect your mind and focus on your goals and focus on you. Because a lot of these little girls, that's like your daughter. You better make sure she get on birth control too. That's another thing. Put her ass on birth control before she even gets on a plane or you get in a car to drive her off. She need to be on birth control because this is the game. They see a young girl with some promise that comes from a nice home. She's smart and everything. She's cute. They want to fuck her up. They just think, oh, she thinks she's too good. She thinks she's smart. I'm gonna fuck her up, and they get her pregnant. See, so she's thinking, oh, I could just use a condom. It'll be great. You need to use a condom too for the disease factor, but I'm talking about the pregnancy factor because there's so many young girls get have to end up getting dropping out of school because they got pregnant and they come from stupid ass parents and families that say, oh, um to God don't like us to kill the baby. We could raise the baby. We could do this about the baby. And you sacrificing your daughter and her future because you have some stupid ass idea about this little girl who's all innocent. If she was too innocent to even protect herself from getting pregnant, but suddenly you want to put the responsibility of being a parent on her. See, parents do fuck up their kids with their silly beliefs. If your daughter gets pregnant, rush her ass, rush. Put her like in an ambulance to get there faster to the nearest abortion clinic. She don't fuck your daughter's future up like that. She got plenty of time to have kids later. Don't do that to her. And I know like women be like, well, I had a baby and I made it work and this and that stupid, all this old dumbass shit. It's like, well, good for you. If you like suffering and stuff, that's wonderful. And I'm happy that you liked it and that worked for you. But not talking about you right now. We're talking about this girl over here. And she has the opportunity to not have to walk the path that you walk with all that extra struggle, that extra baggage, that extra worry and stress and strife. Why she got to do that to herself? And then she tied to this knucklehead for 18 years. Yeah, definitely. That's what my daddy told me too. But see, that's why I'm saying she need to be on birth control. You use the condom. The condom's not for birth control. The condom is for disease factor. And don't let them see where you hide your pills either. Hide them somewhere, like under the bed or something, between your mattress and some slot somewhere. Don't let them see where you're at because then suddenly your birth control will disappear. She needs to. You got to like hip her to some game. And please don't send her off and make sure she knows how to do laundry and iron her clothes. I can't tell you how many kids walk around there with pink clothes because they had never done laundry before. The parents do everything for them. I'm like, oh my God, how you gonna just send your kids off to college and just like they go from being a baby once and you baby them, maybe they don't know how to cook, they don't know how to do nothing for themselves, shop nothing, and then you send them off to college and think they're supposed to magically, come up with all this information and knowledge just because you put them on a plane. Don't do that to her. Even if she doesn't know all these things already, spend all summer working on her so that when she goes off, she's equipped. Don't send your kids off like that. Yeah, that's like yeah, and that's a good idea. She said, hide your pills in a tampon box. Oh, that's a good idea. See, I knew you got some smarts. And lock your handbag. That is true. I have a book I'm working on that. It's called Surviving College Boys. I've been working on it for years. I don't know. I just haven't had the time. But that's what I have to say. So don't be scared, Mom. Roll up your sleeve. Do this. Okay, because you got some work to do. You got to make sure your baby heads off. And what you want your daughter to do is to be in a position where she is a source of information for other young girls because they're not going to know. They're not going to have parents that were smart enough like you to ask for advice and get some, get a little heads up going because, you got a couple of months here before she heads off. They're not smart enough to do that. So they're going to send their daughters off and your daughters they're going to be looking to your daughter for inspiration and advice. And luckily, if you, do you do the right things over the summer, she'll be able to provide that for them. And if not, let me call my mama, and then you can write me, and then I'll tell you what to tell her, and then you call her back and you tell her, and then we got her covered. Okay, that's how we're gonna do that. Hey everybody, yeah, just watch. It's almost 300. What? It's 360 something videos on there now. I've been cranking them out because when I first got back on YouTube, I think I had about 40, 30, if that, videos. So over the last year and a half, almost 2 years since I've been, on YouTube, I left Blog Talk and I decided to come over to YouTube. And then I was like, damn, I should have done this years ago. Um, and I haven't looked back. So I've been making, all these different videos about different topics. And one thing I like about it is, uh, I get to you guys react to it and I say what I'm going to say. But it's a different venue. You get to actually see my expressions, whereas on the phone, on Blog Talk, you can't see what my expressions look like. You know, I, um, I prefer this format. I just wish I had done this sooner. But yeah, you're doing a good job, Mom. I applaud you for looking out for your baby in advance. That's very smart. I can't thank you enough for caring. We see a lot of young Black girls, they don't seem to have anybody that really cares about them too much. And I'm glad to see that your daughter is loved. That makes me feel good. As far as the young lady in the middle, about the broken down men, like I said, consider, the environment that you're in, and consider if you need to move to a more fluent. They feel better about this, as they have more confidence because they're doing things, they're going places, they're achieving goals, and they aren't broken down. They might be having some emotional problems, but at least they got some damn money. And then for the first letter, like I said, young lady, you stop thinking that you have to wallow in the past and tell everybody all your business. They don't need to know all your stuff and all your pain and all the stuff that you've been through to get to where you are right now. Focus on where you are now and be proud of the self that you are. Okay, you've come a long way. You should be patting yourself all over the back and not worrying about how people are going to be judging you and thinking about you because you weren't married. Fuck marriage. I mean, just think about it. If it was all that great, grand, and wonderful, how come there's so many people getting a divorce? Okay, it's good for a while, it's good, and then it's not good no more, and that's why people get out of it. So, what's the point? If you not wasn't ready and you knew you weren't ready, don't feel bad about it. That's a good thing that you didn't involve yourself in a situation and hurt somebody unnecessarily when you know that you weren't ready. You see what I mean? That's being responsible. That's being accountable. That's being a person of integrity. So I don't understand why you think that this is a negative thing. I'm seeing this as all positive. So each one of the women here tonight, it's kind of nice to not have the crazy letters I've been getting where I just want to slap people. But I am still pissed about this Miss America thing, and you know, I I have nothing nice to say about that. Because, by the time now, let me see some big girls up there in some swimsuits and stuff, and then I might, have something to say. But right now, I think you've been picky and choosy, and I think that they're siding with, the trans movement, and that's why the swimsuits competition and the evening gown competition are going the way of the dodo bird. Don't be violent. I can't help it. Yeah, please subscribe. Become a subscriber. We made it past 10,000 a month or so ago, and now it's past 11. My next big goal is to get to 20,000 subscribers. And I think, the content here is very valuable. I admit I'm not the best about, promoting myself and stuff. People always say, well, you need to do the, you don't, yeah, yeah, Deborah. And but I depend on you guys to do that because I feel like if I'm cranking out some good content that you find valuable, you will tell your friends. I don't need to tell them. I mean, I'm just cranking it out. I can't do everything. I got to think of the stuff to say, do the research, and then I got to say it. I got to edit the videos. Okay, I can't do all the promotion too. So I feel like if I'm really putting my heart and soul into this, and I'm doing the very best I can to educate as many women as I can possibly reach, to help them be better and to help them be happier and to help them not make so many mistakes and to help the young girls get on the right foot as soon as they come out the gate and start, start dating and interacting with men and, and enjoy the self-control and the power and build up their self-esteem and confidence. These are all the goals that I have, and this is why I do what I do. So, for those of you who appreciate it and who have been sharing and supporting the channel with your Patreon and your little, your not subscribers, but intermittent, just one-time donations, I appreciate all of you. The people who here are the super chat donators. I never knew what that was, but I appreciate that too. And it's, it helps keep me going. And, because sometimes, I get these things, I mean, they get to me too. So y'all spring buy, $20 that you send me, I go and buy me some wine with that. And then I toast you for, helping support me and keep my spirits up. But I guess that's pretty much, all I have to say tonight. I'm going to see what happened with the first half uh, of this video and see if I can merge them and, you know, put them back up. But I thought it is mighty suspicious how I suddenly got knocked offline, wasn't that? It was kind of suspect, shall we say. But I will, knowing me, I will be back probably tomorrow because I'm like fired up. I got all kind of shit to say. It's all kind of stuff going on. I was reading all kind of articles today, and so I have some things I do want to point out to you guys, and get your take on it. And so we'll be, I'll be over here. Probably a little bit tomorrow before I hit my happy hour because I got to go out. It's Friday night, and then over the weekend as well as I find more interesting things that I want to discuss with you. So thanks for finding me and sitting in with me on the spur of the moment. Just make sure that when you subscribe, you hit the little bell thing because you just never know when I'm going to pop up. And if you got the bell thing activated, you're going to get a notice on your phone, Deb is going live. And so you go, ooh, and then, log on and participate. But if you don't have the little bell done, thing on, then you will be one of the ones coming up in here saying, oh no, I missed it. So if you don't want that to be you, you know what you got to do. All right. So thanks, you guys. I'll see you later. Thanks, your favorite bed wench and Tisha for coming in and being the moderators and keeping the idiots at bay. Man, they be working hard, but you guys are great. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.